Hello gamers, hello friends, welcome back once again to The Infected. We got a pretty packed episode for you today. We're going to go out and we're just going to go and pick up that last remaining bit of tech. As you might be aware, we have 2 tech pages left. They're not particularly critical ones, but we're just going to go and grab them just because it is what one does. I did do some stuff off screen. I will show it to you, of course, once we get into game. I redid the roof of the sawmill. I put in the full glass ceiling that I had wanted to put in. And I built my room. Mike's got his little house. We have that little room, that kind of a gateway for the extractors. And that's fine. But I wanted an actual bedroom, right? So I went ahead and did that. I also finished up with the final bit of roof on the top layer, which I built out a little bit from the actual side of the building. So now we can cover 2 whole sides of the base very easily during a raid. And I will show you that. And I built a little bridge that goes from building to building. It goes over top now. That's kind of cool. So if you see, we got a whole great big ceiling here. And the whole reason for that is, it occurred to me when I was building this, if I put solid walls in here, what is the point of even having a greenhouse, right? So I filled it in with glass so that the light could shine through to the greenhouse. Of course, this side that we're facing right now is south. So it'll catch daylight all day, and that'll be cool. So we come up here, up the stairs, and we now have this little house here, little living quarters here. I plan on building a better bed. This is not going to stay the way it is, but I don't have the stuff for it. I got a little table here, got a little heater. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my winter stuff. I better make this quick. I have my clothing rack, of course, something that belongs in a bedroom. And over here, I have a chair. I sit out, have a lookout when I'm on guard duty, because that'll never happen. Importantly, right, I can target just about the entire base from along this ridge, right? And we got this over here, and from down here we'd have to jump up here, but we can target just about the entire row of spikes all the way down to that end. So it's just that one side that we can't cover from here, which is bloody brilliant, beautiful. We love to see it. See, and I can cover this corner from this side over here, and this sticks out beyond the wall, as you can see, a little bit, so that I can easily target the spikes, right? Which is beautiful. We love that. We love to see that. We haven't put up any more turbines or solar panels. We'll get there eventually. We're not quite there yet. But I wanted to show you that I redid the roof there. And of course, we have this area in here. I was giving it some thought, and I think if we can get our hands on... Ooh, look at that. Right, if we can get our hands on cash, we're going to go and buy the advanced mixer. I had to have a good think about that because there's 2 things that would really be helpful at this point. The advanced mixer and the electric saw bench. Now the advanced mixer, of course, will allow us to make much more cement, which is pretty key. The saw bench, of course, would allow us to make 5 boards at a time and consume a little bit more power in the process. But as I thought about it more, I realized there's no real reason to do that. Not yet. Don't get me wrong, we are absolutely going to get the electric saw bench and fully update the lumber mill, but there's no reason for it yet. The ones that we have give us 4 boards per and do not really require a whole lot of thought at this point. I also went ahead and completed all the shelves here in the storage room. I moved my tool rack over here. I have my anvil here where I'll use it with the bars that I have. I have 51 iron ingots. It's a beautiful thing. I got some aluminum, steel, not a lot of steel, but got some lead. We're doing okay, ore-wise, and that's important. We got our loom over here and our cloth and plastic. It's all coming together, and it's a beautiful thing, and we love to see it. That being said, it is 10:30 at night, and we're going to go to bed. We're just going to go ahead and sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning. There we go. Look at that. It's a beautiful morning in January. All right, we're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We come down here, come down to our prep food. I went ahead and made some rations. we're just going to have one of the big rations. Oop, look at that. +1 stamina. Oh, you'll love to see it. I think that was stamina. Something. I think it was stamina. Maybe not. I don't know. We're going to get a whole lot of those in the not too distant future. And we got 98 hit points. We got some dried meat, which is beautiful. We're going to clear all these out. Holy God, that is a lot of ore. Take off. Move all. Okay, and then we're going to move all the aluminum. That is a lot of ore. No joke. 2 boxes of ore. And you'll notice we got a pretty good spread of 3 different resources. Absolutely beautiful. We got some stone. Look at that, 116 iron fragments. I'm getting so many iron fragments out of these. It's ridiculous. Almost to the point where I can't actually use them all. So, and we're going to throw those in there. We're going to take those. Boom. We're going to take some of these, throw them in there. There we go. We're going to drop our copper in here. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about smelting a whole bunch of bars or putting a whole bunch of bars on to cook before we go. I am going to throw a whole bunch of iron fragments though, because we have so many iron fragments. It's ridiculous. I'll show you. Because we got all these. We have an absolute ton of iron fragments. It's a beautiful thing, but it's a lot to juggle. Every time I empty these, I have to... See, look at that, 300 sand as well, right? That's a lot of sand. So we're just going to put these away, and then we are going to go and do some looting. Full disclosure, because I don't like surprises or secrets, I did wind up making a quick run to one of these POIs over here. I think it might have been this one. And I did find 2 tech pages there. I did not grab them, though, because I did not want to rob you, my friends, of that particular accomplishment. So while I located them, I did not grab them. So we're going to go there. We're going to see if it's respawned, because it has been a couple days. And should be fun. I got all these rations. That's funny. Fair enough. Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't. So I do need to get one other thing. There was something I wanted to check, though. Did we wind up buying the repair bench? I don't remember, guys. Oh, you know what? We should absolutely put one of these down, though. We really should. Unless I'm greatly mistaken, this was one of those things I actually wanted to put here. We're going to need that sooner or later. That'll allow us to repair our weapons. But what I really wanted to know was, do we have the repair bench? Because I don't remember... No. So we don't have that tech. We don't have that one. So we need the advanced mixer for 100 power. I don't remember how much that is. I think it's 1,000. I could be wrong. I was doing the numbers while I was doing all these things. And I have determined that per tile in your inventory, cement is 8 coins per stack, or 8 coins per tile. That may not mean a lot, but you got an awful lot of tiles here. That being said, prepared coffee and tea is 7.5 per tile. Interestingly, though, unprepared coffee and tea is 10 coins per tile. So you actually get more value out of a single stack of tea tins than you do out of cement. And per tile, you get more value out of the unmade tea. So you actually lose money for a full stack on a per tile basis. But being as there's 5 per stack and each stack is worth 15 when it comes to prepared tea and coffee, you actually make substantially more by making a full stack of tea into prepared tea, or full stack of coffee into prepared coffee, by a factor of like 3 stack, right? You'll get 30 coins for a 10 stack of coffee tins that are made into coffee, whereas individual coffee tins without being made up in advance is only 10 coins. And it's still more than your concrete. So, cement, not the moneymaker that we thought it would be. Like this, we're going to drink one of those. Alright. We're going to go and check this one right here, because that seems like a really good play. And then we're going to see where we're sitting after that. I will see you guys once we hit the POI. And, yeah. But guys, I did it again. I forgot something. I checked my weapons bag, and my steel spear ran out. However, I have yet to make another one. So, for right now, we are stuck using only our crossbow, and that's not a great place to be. It's not the worst place to be, assuming that you can, hit your targets. Alright, so, Advanced Mixer 1000. Could also get the repair bench now, but you know what? I don't think that's what we're going to do. We are going to go left out of here. Alright, and now we will see you at the next POI. Alright, guys. Here we are. I'm pretty sure this is the POI that I was at when I discovered the 2 tech pages that we need. So, we're going to go nice and slow, buy the books. Where? Yeah. Played, dummy. Well, it looks like it has, in fact, respawned. Because I know I hit all the cars. At the very least. That's not a loot bag. Oh, that last one got him right in the head. Yeah, by the numbers, we're going to make sure that we're nice and careful. Remember, we did up the Vambi spawns to 5 per POI. I mean, that's 3 of them. One of them I didn't even see when it started attacking me, so we got to be careful. Hello? Anybody home? Hello? We'll leave that too. Keep in mind, it is very much not a good thing if we get ambushed. We don't have a spear, so we have no up-close option if things get dicey. So, this is probably a bad idea, being we could make a bone spear, but I feel like it. Biofuel. Alright. Now, this will also serve as a very valuable test, because we know, I'm pretty sure that this is the POI that I hit, and I found 2. Boom. Oh! I could just hit him in the back of the head with that. Oh yeah. Nice shooting techs. So I've never actually walked away from a tech page before, so I don't know if that means that the next time I come into the area, it changes whether it's here or not. Well, I am like 90% that this PO's cluster of houses and stuff had 2 tech pages in it. And while I did not pick them up right away, if they are not both here, that means that POIs are subject to change when it comes to the tech pages. Got some first aid kits. Alright. I get this house, right? Yeah, I got this one. You know what? We're going to move the truck up. I have no idea whether we've actually gotten all the imbies from this POI. I think there might still be one kicking around here somewhere, so hopefully not. Alright. Not that. If it stacks, it packs. So I get that garbage out of here. Big stuff. And ores. Once again, we're throwing those in there. Alright. Looking good. Sweet. So the goal here today is to make the 250 coins we're going to need in order to finally complete the of the advanced mixer. Now, no doubt, once we do that, we are likely going to have to build another set of water wheels. Well, not a set, but you know what I mean. Like, we're going to have to build another water wheel. And that's fine. You know, absolutely guarantee that we can run everything all the time. Although, honestly, not even sure that I want to do that, because, holy God, do I ever have a lot of iron fragments to process already. I'm not sure how we're going to roll that, but there's a tech page. Okay, that. You guys heard that too, right? That howling? That was a wolf, but I don't know where he is, and I don't like not knowing where he is. Whatever. Gotcha, bitch. Okay, he made it up there. That's good. Ordinarily, I wouldn't pay too much attention to the wolves, but the absolute last thing I want is them coming up behind me and going, surprise! And me not knowing they were there in the first place. Don't let that. 10 out of 10, don't recommend. It's just not fun. Oop, boxes. Okay, yeah. So discover them, they're there permanently, I guess. I have a problem with that. There's our last tech, the advanced workbench. Boom. With that, there will no longer be any tech pages in any of the POIs that we visit. We have the maximum amount of tech points, which means it will not spawn any more for us no matter where we go. So yeah, you can obtain more than the maximum. Once you hit that point, you're done, son. That's okay. Okay. We don't need more than that. What would we spend it on anyway? But it just means we can go a little bit faster when we're looting because we're not really paying attention to whether there's any tech pages or not. We don't need to. So that, as they say, is that. I think there's yeah, I haven't hit car. Oh, bullseye. Pretty sure. Got him good. Couldn't tell where the arrow was, or where the bolt was sticking out of, but, you know. We're going those at a medical, and there we go. Alright, that's for sale. Boom. We have our cooler, in which we'll put that. Go ahead and eat that. Have a drink. There we go. We're off again. I'm not sure how much money we have in here, but I'm thinking we head back to the trader's town, and then we'll go ahead and we'll loot that town, and at the end of that we'll go trader. We'll see how much we made, because we should be reasonably close. I say reasonably close. We're probably not, but there's a chance. We could also hit the one that's directly in the path on the way too. And maybe we'll do that too. Yeah, we'll hit that one too. We'll go ahead, we'll hit those 3 POIs, and alright. We're almost there. Yeah, try and ambush. Yeah, alright. We're gonna hit this place hard like we mean. Then we'll head over to the trader's outpost and sell whatever loot we're not actively using. Nope. No thank you. I don't want it. Alright, there we go. Outline building. It isn't so. Alright. That's the one we just hit. Boom. No. That in there. Throw those in there too. Throw in there. I don't know why this is spoiled. Didn't have anything I thought that should have spoiled. There we go. Alright. So. Nice. I'm pretty lucky with the electrical parts today. Won't complain about that at all, ever. Rock, plant fiber, everything else can go. Onions don't need that. Those can get dropped. Hey! Alright. And those go in there. Alright. There's little stuff like that, you know, that's a little bit different. There's a different layout, right? Love the fact that there's like different things in different houses. Love the fact that it's not just cookie cutter easy. Giving stuff personality, that's a little more difficult. Love the fact that the developer gave us that, because he certainly did not have to. And right, we got this. Excuse me, guys. Got the hiccups. Oh, yeah. Okay, even here. Yeah, it doesn't look like I hit this end of the house, though. We've got some bacon, guys. That's exciting. Alright. Where is my truck? Get that garbage out of here. Seeds. Those. Alright. Alright. Much in the way of cans today. That's unfortunate. A little first aid kit. Very nice. Okay, we're going to hit this house first. And we're going to bop across the way. You know what? I better that liver into the... Oh my god. Jeez Louise. There we go. Alright. Throw those in there. Eat that. Throw the fish in there. Alright. Nice. You know, hypes are big stuff. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh. That was a horde. That was a horde. And we did not get out of the building in time. And... Okay. I have no idea whether we could cut those like this, but here's hoping. I guess. Right? But yeah, that's a board that we got position for. Super unfortunate. Okay. We can in fact go around. It's just gonna take a bit. I guess I'll see you guys when I there, right? Unless something happens. Well, that was a... Whoa! Nasty. Nope. Oh my god. Yeah, what the... Did they, like, follow me, come all the way back to get me? That's bizarre. Where? Heard a partial howl. Play dead, Spanky. Got me good, but how did he get my arm? Oh, guys, we made it back. We died twice getting back here, but we made it back. Where? Oh my god. I think this is where we left off. We got boned pretty hard here. Yeah, this is where we were. We were upstairs and we were trying to come downstairs and get out. And I think we made it about this far. But you know what? That's okay. It keeps us humble. Not sure how much humility we need at this point. I mean, we've been pretty good so far this series, but... So you gotta stay on your toes. I think we were pretty well on our toes. Like, I think we were doing pretty well. I think that was unfair, but and uncalled for. But, hey, we're back. It didn't even take us all that long. So, I don't know what the range on those raids is, but the same raid that took us out initially came back and got us again on our way back to get our body. I don't know if that's by design or if they're supposed to be despawning or, you know, I don't know what's up there, but it seems awfully rude to me. Yeah, it is what it is, and it happens. Eat that, eat that. Go ahead and eat that too. Alright. Take a nap. Take a nap. And we are just gonna park here. Like, there's a real reason to hyper optimize our location. Nope. No thank you. I hate that the same button to block is the same button to take off things off your, and I don't know if you can even like change that. They're both, I'm pretty sure they're both linked to the same processes. I think legitimately probably the biggest beef I have with the game at the moment, like, is that one. And I think it's worth pointing out that if that's your only real complaint about a game, it's probably a pretty minor one. So, you know, food for... Okay, we got nothing over there. Overall, I think this game is really well balanced. It's balanced, and it's reasonably fair most of the time. I will admit that, you know, when you get tracked down halfway across the map by the same horde that killed you originally, that little bit much, but yeah, what are you gonna do about it, right? I mean, there's not much you can do about it. So overall, I'd say this game is very well balanced. Overall, I don't think there's a whole bunch that could be drastically improved. Obviously, there are some things that could use a little bit of tweaking, but I think this game is really well done. I think until it actually gets its 1.0 release and we get the opportunity to test out the storyline, I'd say the game gets probably an 8 from me. I think, you know, 8 or a 9. I don't think it's a 10. Graphically, it's gorgeous. Love it. It a little bit more in terms of like maybe well, not accessibility. I don't know if that's the right word, but you are supposed to be making noise when you start attacking. That has always been a complaint of mine, though. You know, there's a roar when they attack you, and half the time you cannot hear the roar. I don't know if that's my computer, but if you guys aren't hearing it either, it's not my speakers not playing, it's there's no being played. And I'm not sure what to do with that. You know what I mean? And when you're talking about, you know, how game is, that's not, like, when it's supposed to do something and it doesn't do that thing, and it actually hits your gameplay, like, or has consequences for you that maybe shouldn't be, I think at that point, that is when where the game becomes a little unfair. Like, especially if the huge death penalties like there is in this game. Like, 1 health, your max HP might not seem like a whole lot, but it is pretty substantial. It's not, especially when at max health, you can really only survive 4 or 5 hits to begin with from a Vambi, and a croc can take you out in 2 hits, even without having a death penalty. I think a croc will do 90. So if you fall below 90, you have 0 room for error with a croc. So if something's to be making sound when it attacks, letting you know that you've been noticed, it is kind of hypercritical at the point that those go off. I wouldn't know, though, how to begin to fix that. And I'm not saying that it destroys the game. I do think that's a little unfair, though, left uncorrected. Overall, though, the game, even when it is being a little unfair or sneaky like that, it's still fun. I try to be too critical of games. Like, I try not to judge them too harshly because, let's be honest, right? I'm not a game developer. I don't these things. I don't deal with these things very often. And, I'm not a programmer. I don't know what the limitations are. That being said, though, it's got to be able to do what you want it to do, right? And it's kind of, nope, that doesn't happen. You know what? Let's go back and see what we could... Actually, is there any... No. I'll take that. I'll take that and that. I might... I probably should sell any... Oh, hell no. Alright. Small stuff. We got 4 more cans. Let's see. That'd be almost 20 coins. What do we got? Coins? Take us up to 950. I'm not thrilled about that. It's 42, 20. What else do we have? A whole lot. We don't have a whole lot we could sell. Let's take that, and we'll take those, and we'll take half of those. Actually, take 8 of them. And let's see what we could theoretically get for that, because we did find some cans, so we can... Oh, no. I think I sold my tea and coffee. Damn it. Well, that's super unfortunate. Ooh, we could... Close. We could sell our traveling store of coffee and tea. I don't like the fact that I just sold several... +1 stamina. Alright. There we go. Alright, guys. We did it. We got the advanced mixer. Alright, we're cooking with gas now. That'll basically allow us to print money, which will change the entire game going forward when it comes to making money. And with that, I think we're going to take off and head back to the base. And I think we're probably going to call that an episode. So I'm just going to drive us over there. I'll talk to you when we get there. Okay, guys. We successfully made it back home. And for some reason that I don't understand, it's not registering that I'm indoors. Weird. Yeah. So we're back home. For the next video, I am going to plan out the cement mixers and, blueprints for the other 3 that will never get built now. And I will demolish the other one. I will plant the plans, and then we'll go ahead and throw the pieces in when we log back in, and we'll get the money train rolling. That is going to do it for us here today. Don't forget, if you videos, if you're learning anything, hell, just like the fact that every time we hit a tree, we roll big red. Smash that like and subscribe. And, you to yourselves, and until next time, don't let the Vambies bite. All right, take care.